One thing I'm starting to learn is just because things are getting harder doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Sometimes there's a big shift coming and you're getting forced to grow into it. But most of the time, people don't see it like that. When things start to get uncomfortable or you get uncertain, they start to think that things are off track, but that's not always the case. Just because things are starting to get hard or things are starting to become uncertain and you don't know what's going on, most people assume you're supposed to stop. Normally, when these times happen and bad times happen, they start creating doubt and start creating uncertainty in people. And nobody likes change, you know? Nobody likes not know what's going on. But sometimes that's a part of the process. And it's hard, when you're going through this change in your life and it seems like all odds are stacked against you and you've been actually trying to do it right. You've been putting the reps in, whatever you've been doing, and doing what you're supposed to do daily, and just making sure that you're focused and doing what you're supposed to do. But then you don't see any results. And once you start not seeing results and you have uncertainty and doubt, you start thinking bad things. Start thinking that you're not doing the right thing. You're starting to feel shitty. You're not feeling right. You're feeling anxiety. Sometimes all these signs could mean a good thing. Let me explain. The thing about life and the thing about, the tribulations and growing through life is that sometimes all the signs point towards one way when you really should be going the other way. I feel like in these times when you're just about to overcome an obstacle or come into like the next transition in your life or the next stage in your life, I feel like a lot of the times that it all has to fall apart. And I feel like a lot of people lose progress because they think just because what they feel like they're doing right now is not enough and they feel like it's not working. They don't have any answers and everything's tough. And reality, you should be working harder and you should be working more and double down what you're doing. It's called growing pains for a reason. When you're younger and you say, oh, yeah, I got knee pains or elbow pains, shoulder pains, and joint pains in weird places, but it's because you're growing. Growing will never be easy. It will always be uncomfortable. And sometimes when everything feel like it's not going right and all the odds are stacked against you, this is sometimes the biggest lesson you need in order to get to the next part of your life, in order to get that reward or get that outcome or crush that goal you've been looking for. Sometimes you need to double down and put your head down and believe in yourself. There's something that you need to learn in a process of losing everything, not seeing results, feeling uncertain, but still putting your best foot forward. These times, these situations that people go into, these are some of the defining moments in your life that could change your life and could change the things around you and change your mindset and feel like that you finally got the reward and you finally can reap everything you've been working towards. I just always go back to, when I first started content creation, and I just remember I was making videos every day. I wasn't posting them. I'm just getting up every day. I'm recording a video, talking about how my day went, talking about how I felt that day, and I wasn't getting nothing from it. So I just started, I said, forget it. I'll just start posting. So I just started saying I'll post, I don't know, what was it, like 5 days a week? I think I started off. I think I started posting 5 days a week. And I just remember how nervous I felt. Like I'm putting myself out there, I'm posting these videos and I'm posting them all the time. I can't look at them. I can't watch them because I feel so cringe and I feel so uncomfortable. But I just kept posting them. I kept posting them, and 1 month would pass, and only people that watch my videos or like my videos were the people that I live with and a couple people that I work with every day. So like it's like, well, what am I really doing here, And you just keep posting and you keep recording. It kind of feels like, well, what am I doing? I'm just talking about stuff that doesn't matter. I'm talking about, what I did today and talking about how I'm feeling. And over time, it's like, what am I really doing? I've been posting for 2 months. I got the same 5 to 6 likes. My mom, my dad, a couple of my friends. Watch time is terrible. What am I doing? I just remember, like, if you watch any of my other videos, I just remember I had a point in time where I was doing this for 2 or 3 months every day. And I remember one day I just decided I'm going to take a break today and I'm going to figure out if I even want to do this anymore. I can't lie, it is frustrating. It's very discouraging when you feel like you're putting your all, you feel like you're doing a lot of work and you're not getting results. You're not seeing anything. You feel like you're not getting any better. Which, I mean, I did see small improvements, but it's like, what was the point? And I remember I decided, I just said I'm going to keep going. I've been doing this for 3 months. And I just remember like 2, maybe 3 weeks later, I was like, you know what? Instead of me just posting on TikTok, I post on YouTube. I started posting my shorts on YouTube. And I started seeing, little bit of results there. I'm getting more views and more stuff like that. And then I started seeing that that was the lane I should be focusing on, is doing more YouTube and putting other content on TikTok, and just realizing that you don't need all the answers. You don't need all the answers. If you have a goal or if you want to do something in life, then just do it. You'll figure things out on the way. And I felt like every time that I felt like I wasn't getting results I wanted, or I feel like I wasn't getting the outcome I wanted, and I decided to lock in even more, put in even more effort, I feel like it always worked out in my favor. I just feel like those moments, those times in your life where you just feel like nothing is going right, everything is happening at once. You have your car break down, then you lose your job, and then you um lose your girl. These are defining moments in your life. And I feel like these really define who you are as a person, as a human. What is your character. And to me, as a man, I feel like you can either just let life happen, you respond to to things and just let life come at you, and everything's bad, and when everything goes bad you just avoid it, or you can pick the other route and lean into it and lean into the work. And even if nothing in your whole body believes in you, just a little fiber you believes in you, you just hold on to that fiber and you just keep believing in yourself and you keep pushing forward and just slowly doing the work. I feel like these define who you are as a person, and these stunt a lot of people from growth because they feel like, all this work they've done has not gotten rewarded, or they haven't gotten reaped and all these other things. But it's like you were right there. You were 2 weeks away from getting your goal. You were a month away from getting your goal. You were 2 hours away from getting your goal. If you just didn't turn around or you just didn't give up, you would have got everything you wanted. So I just try to realize that your gut is going to tell you everything, you know? And if everything in the world is telling you to go left, and for some reason in your gut that you need to keep going right because of whatever reason, even if it's delusional, it doesn't make any sense, and just go it right, and whatever comes with that comes with that. So just realize that just because there's discomfort, just because there's uncertainty, just because you feel like you feel lost, you feel like you don't not getting the rewards you deserve, and you feel like all odds are against you, it probably means a change is coming. Probably means some type of transition or change is coming in your life, and just keep doing what you got to do.